Hello and welcome back to the channel, How We Move the Decimal, also known as I just can't get the camera angles right. I can't believe I've been doing this for 2 years and still not the best, but better than nothing. I feel like that should be my motto for life. Not pretty, but functional. In this video, I am photographing plush toys. I promise they get more in camera later on. I am photographing plush toys to list on eBay, and all of these plush toys I got from the bins in Bridgeton, Missouri, right outside St. Louis. There are 2 bins within about 30 minutes of each other. There's one in downtown St. Louis, and then there's also one right outside in Bridgeton, which is closer to the St. Louis airport, if you know, like, the makeup of St. Louis, which is roughly 2.5, 3 hours from where we are. So it's still a trek. We're hoping to make it again this weekend, kind of one-off-ish. With 3 kids, you do what you can, and one of our kids actually has a competition in St. Louis, so we've decided to spring for a hotel and then hit the bins up and come back up home. So that should be fun. But the plushes, we normally don't deal with plushes at all. I will say, since we got these plushes from the bins, I did wash and disinfect them because they came from the bins. Even plushes, we will, like, if I buy them used for my own family's personal use, they all get washed. Heck, my kids' plushes now get washed. But I might be slightly crazy with that. And at the end of the video, my cat Dylan will make an appearance. I've actually had people ask about him. He does make appearances in a lot of my photographing videos. I need to photograph. As you could tell in this later on, you see part of me on camera, and I'm wearing a sweater and jeans, and it's the end of May, and it is actually 87 degrees right now as I'm recording this. So definitely been a bit. A lot of them have sold already. This one hasn't sold, but when I get to them, I'll tell you. I think I listed these at the very beginning of March. Also, if I mute the microphone, I'm sorry. I'm getting over being sick. And when I say getting over being sick, I'm on week 5 of coughing my brains out. Never had a fever, nothing else, just coughing. And my firstborn gave it to me because he loves me the most, and sharing is caring. So if you have a little bit of mutedness, that's me coughing. This is the Build-A-Bear Animal of the Year for 2020. Because it was 2020, it does slightly better than some other Build-A-Bears Animals of the Year. Right now, there is an online auction going on. And I'm bidding on a couple Build-A-Bears, but they're very specific type of Build-A-Bears. I normally wouldn't pick up Build-A-Bears, but again, this was the 2021, and honestly, I have a soft space for foxes in my heart. Not as much as possums and raccoons, but they are cute. And I did buy a plush for myself when we were there, and it is a possum plush because possums are my favorite animal. I don't know where everybody is geographically, but we are being invaded by 2 different generations of cicadas. They're everywhere. They're all over trees, all over the yard, all over the house. It's really disgusting, and they're noisy. They're harmless but stupid. So, like, they don't bite or anything, but they'll fly into you and get stuck in your hair and stuff like that. So really pleasant. We have not sold this one yet. I promise we've sold some, and I'm like, no, we haven't sold this one or this one. This is a Squishable. I also have a soft place for Squishimals. Most of the time when I buy Squishable, I end up keeping it. I'm worried this one is not going to sell. It's a Valentine's Day edition. It was not this year, but last year, and it is kind of fading. So I'm assuming whoever had this before, their parent also put it in the washing machine, because that is what I see happen to our Squishimals. I'm not sure if this is going to sell or not. This is not the type of Squishable we would keep either. This is not doesn't fit with our aesthetic. The Squishmallows we keep are the round balls that look like things. We have like princesses and a lot of Disney ones. Also, they released Snoopy and Woodstock, the camping ones, and I honestly forget. Beagle Scouts. They released the Beagle Scouts, and they're adorable, and we had to buy them because we were a household of Boy Scouts. But I will just end up redonating this one if it does not sell. Again, this is not our aesthetic. We wouldn't keep this, and quite frankly, we have enough stuffed animals in our house anyway. I would also recommend, oh, this one did sell. This shark was actually the first thing from this bins trip to sell. Surprised everybody. Surprised myself, surprised my husband. This is a shark. I forget the name of the shark. This is a shark. My husband actually was the one to snag this and pick it up. It did sell. It was, again, I want to say $9.99 plus shipping. They were the very first thing from the bins that did sell. It was not the first thing listed, so I was very surprised that Plush was. Again, we don't deal with Plush a lot, so I don't know how popular they are. This just seemed odd, and when you touch it and stuff, you can tell it's really well made. I have a Plush I need to list that I got from the bins that sells for between $75 and $100 that I found just by touching in the bins, so I'm hoping, I won't say I will never buy plushes anymore. I won't say I'm not a plush seller. I'm still not a used shoe seller. Just not. I tried a couple times. I might end up selling actually some of my kids' soccer cleats. Unfortunately, he wears such a large size. Our local Play It Again will not buy his soccer cleats back from us. They will buy the girls, but honestly, by the time they've been through 3 kids, they're not that great of condition, and I usually just end up donating them. But because of his large shoe size for soccer cleats, I can kind of sell them decently on eBay, and those are about the only used shoes I will sell. Very specific ones. I will sell new shoes. I will sell shoes with tags and in the box and everything, but I will not sell used shoes. One, I find it kind of icky. Will I wear used shoes? Oh yeah. But I'll throw them in the washer. 2, they're hard to store. I don't want to put them with clothes. Even if you do wash them, sometimes they still kind of smell, so it can be a bit of an issue. So I kind of avoid that. I will say, I never say never. My husband found a pair of Doc Martens that looked brand spanking new, and we sold those very quickly for a decent price, so never say never. Sold this. It is not a Pikachu. Do not list it as a Pikachu. I was schooled and told it's like Raiju, maybe. I'm not 100%, but it is not Pikachu. Do not list it as Pikachu. And it sold for $14.99. And these were in bins that had already been picked through. If you go and watch our bin videos, we are not super competitive when it comes to bins. My husband gets away with slightly more than I do. I get pushed around more. I don't know if it's because I'm smaller. I don't know if it's because I'm a female, but I don't fight for things in the bins. And a lot of times the bins I got to had already been picked over by several people. So these are things that have either been thrown back by other people or just picked already. So, and left behind. We also got another Pokemon too. I recently sold I'm like, I don't sell plushes. Here's another plush I just sold. I recently sold a plush that I got in 1992 when Pokemon just became very popular in the United States. And it was a Pikachu, and it was huge. This was like, I'm trying to think like comparative size wise, bigger than a beach ball. Just a round ball, essentially, a Pikachu. I don't end up selling this because he's missing teeth. Someone had cut the teeth out. So he got redonated. Honestly, I think someone might have used it as like a dog toy, which again can be like kind of icky with the little ones and kind of not want to sell it as much because I was pretty sure it's used as a dog toy. Have not sold the pound puppies. The pound puppies are my generation of pound puppies. But back to the Pikachu. Again, 1992, right when they became very popular in America. I sold it for $250. It was my, I bought it at Walmart. It was my original. I want to say I paid like 23 for it. Again, inflation and stuff. 1992, 23 was way different. But I sold it for 250 just because my mom kept it around. So, and there's a lot of toys actually. My mom's like, get all toys out of my house. I'm done. I'm done with it. Get them all out of my house. So there's a lot of toys that I'm actually going to end up listing, which will be fun. It'll be a walk down memory lane. My kids will be like, hey, this. I do remember pound puppies. I did not have pound puppies because I was not a puppy person. I had pound kitties, and I had the like orange pound kitty and the Siamese pound kitty. And I want to say the gray one. So I had 3 pound kitties. This sold too. This is just an H&M Bumblebee. But again, little kids get loveys. And if they get loveys, if they get damaged, we went through this with my son. My girls did not pick a specific lovey, thank God. My son had 3 very specific ones that he was extremely attached to. The very first lovey that he became extremely, extremely attached to was a Kohl's Cares Winnie the Pooh. He took the thing everywhere. The thing was beat to death. It was torn up. I had patched it several times. And he left it somewhere. I don't remember where he left it. We were on vacation. He left it. And thank God mom's groups. That's all I can say. I went to Facebook. I posted on my Facebook page. I posted in mom's groups. I was like, I need help. I know this came out 3 years ago. Does anybody have this and are you willing to sell it to me? I will buy it. I will pay up for it. I know it only costs $5. I will pay $20 for it. I just need this Winnie the Pooh. And the weird thing about it, this is Dylan the cat. He is very lovey and he wants me to pay attention to him. He is 3 years old. He has a tuxedo. He was our impromptu COVID thing. He is adopted from a shelter. We got him when he was 8 weeks old as a kitten, and they found him outside a dumpster when he was very, very tiny. He's a bottle baby. So he's been raised by people, and since he's been raised by people, he thinks he's a person. And he has decided I'm his mother, and he needs to be by me at all times. But that is Dylan, our bottle baby kitty cat. And he needs to see what I'm doing all the time. But he was our impulse COVID thing. Sorry you've been home for 1.5 years, kids. Would you like to go get a kitten? And we went and got him without my husband. I think I texted him a picture and been like, hey, we got a kitten. But it worked out, and he's a really good cat. Now, if I had sound on this video, you might have heard me be like, get out of the way, and all that jazz. But thank you for watching the video. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you have a productive day.